Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. We are Group 6 and our topic is the economic impact of US trade tariff on China. In my part, I'm going to talk about the background of the US-China trade war. This will help us understanding why the two countries started using tariff against each other and what they want to achieve. Trade war began in 2018 when the United States under the President Trump placed a higher tariff on many Chinese goods. The US government believed that China was not trading fairly. They accused China of stealing American technology, forcing US companies to share sovereignty, and giving unfair support to Chinese businesses. Another reason was the hard trade deficit between the US and China. In 2017, the US bought much more from China than it sold to China. The deficit was over $375 billion. The US want to fix this by making Chinese goods more expensive and less attractive to the American buyers. In response, China also added tariff on American goods. In response, China also added tariff on American goods, such as soybeans, cars, and electronics. This back and forth continued for several years and became known as the trade war. These actions affect many industries in both countries and also made global businesses more careful about relying too much on just one country. Many companies start thinking about moving their factories to other places like Vietnam or Mexico. In short, the US-China trade war started because concerns about fairness, national security, and economic competition. It changed how the two biggest economies in the world to their business, and it's still affecting global trade today.
Hello, I'm DINGSHUO. In this part, I will discuss the impact of tariffs on China's economy with a focus on exports, GDP, employment, and currency response. Tariffs, especially from major trading partners like the US, have led to a decline in Chinese exports, particularly in electronics, machinery, and furniture. These sectors are highly export dependent on and form a significant part of China's manufacturing base. The fall in exports had a negative effect on GDP growth, as manufacturing is a key driver of the economy. In addition, employment in export-related industries have come under pressure, raising concerns in regions that rely heavily on factory jobs. To cope, many Chinese firms have adopted diversification strategies. They are shifting to new markets in Southeast Asia and Africa, and in some cases, relocating production and avoid high tariffs. Another important factor is renminbi exchange rates. A weaker RMB helps boost export competitiveness by lowering prices abroad. However, excessive devaluation risks triggering capital outflows and market instability. In summary, tariffs has challenged China's export-led growth, but the country is adapting through market diversification, supply chain adjustments, and monetary flexibility. The effectiveness of these changes will shape China's economic resilience in the long run.
My name is YAFEI, and this is my part. The U.S. placed tariffs on exports, such as goods from China, to help protect local industries and increase government revenue. In the short term, this can make foreign products more expensive, give American companies a better chance to compete. It also creates more jobs in central industries and support local products. However, there are many downsides. Here, import prices mean that American customers have to pay more for everyday items, which especially affects low and middle-income families. Business in the U.S. that use foreign materials to make their products also face higher costs. This may lead to higher prices for customers, fewer profits, or even job cuts. Another country like China may respond with their own tariffs, make it harder for American farmers and manufacturers to sell their goods overseas. In the long term, the tariffs can cause supply chain problems, reduce investment, and slow down new ideas or technologies. While the goal is to protect the economy, tariffs can actually make industries less efficient and hurt the people they are meant to help.
Hello, I'm MEISU. This is my part. The U.S.-China trade war has reshaped global supply chains in ways that affect all of us. When traffic made Chinese goods more expensive, companies start looking for alternatives. This is called the China Plus One strategy. Countries like Vietnam and Mexico have benefited greatly, with Vietnam's export to the U.S. growing by over 30% as factories moved productions there. However, the supply chain shift comes with challenges. While some nations gain short-term advantages, the overall global trading system becomes less stable. Long-term effects are becoming clear. Firstly, higher price continue to hurt American families, from electronics to clothing. Second, the technology combination between the US and China is creating two separate systems, what we call decoupling. This makes products more expensive and shows innovation. Third, global economic growth has weakened as business face uncertainty about where to invest. The World Trade Organization (WTO) was this chance damage the rules-based trading system that helps lead millions out of poverty. While Vietnam and Mexico enjoy new factory jobs today, experts worried its trade diversion may not last if the global economy keeps fragmented. The lesson is clear. Trade wars create both winners and losers, but usually more losers. In our interconnected world, cooperation through organizations like the WTO leads to better outcomes than confrontation. The future of trade needs smarter rules that allow healthy competition while keeping markets open the predictable. After all, when elephant's fat is the grass that suffers. In the case, the grass is global economic stability and ordinary customers worldwide.